I was wondering, with the paralysis in the Rules Committee, it seems like they're not going to be meeting again today because of Epstein amendments. Have you chatted with anybody about that at this point?
Well, it wouldn't really matter. Their Epstein bill resolution is non-binding, so it's kind of fake. The resolution that I have co-sponsored with Ro Khanna would actually bring up legislation that would be binding on the president.
Is your understanding that that will ripen the day after lawmakers get back from August recess?
Yeah, unfortunately, we have 6 days and we needed 7 days for the discharge petition to ripen before we could bring this up before the August recess. So we'll have to bring it up after the August recess. But the good news is the Speaker has no interest in keeping us here one extra day.
I like Massie. I don't like this whole binder thing because we already have this negative kind of correlation to the first binder. So I don't know if he was attempting to troll us or troll the internet by doing a binder part 2. I don't think he needed to do that. If he just came out and gave a statement like, hey, they're going on vacation, this is bullshit. They should be back. Like, this is actually an important deal. That message would have been good enough to come up with a prop. I don't know. I could have done without the prop.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes across as very performative. And I like Massie. I think he's one of the few people who is real in Congress. I just feel like the binder thing, it just, because, you deal with both sides. It's like, well, I don't really want to hear from the people who are, avid protectors of the Epstein list, but I also don't want the other side to turn it into some like performative thing for their own sake. Not that I necessarily think Massie's doing that, but yeah, I just don't. When it becomes a circus, that's when we have a real problem. And as it is, it already was a problem. Like, this shouldn't even be an argument. And I'm tired of the excuses of, oh, we're trying to protect the victims. Yeah, no, you're not. Because if you were really trying to protect the victims, you would release the list. Because I bet you right now, I mean, if you're a parent of somebody on that list, or you are somebody who was a victim of Epstein, like, I'm sure you at this point just want it released.
But 3 minutes after Massie said that he wanted to release phase 2 of the Epstein files, Trump put out a statement. This is what he said. He said this: Thomas Massie, the worst Republican congressman, and an almost guaranteed no vote each and every time, is an embarrassment to Kentucky. He looks like my lawyer, capitalizing embarrassment. He is a lazy, slow-moving, and totally disingenuous, a real loser. Never has anything positive to add. Looking for someone good to run against this guy, someone I can endorse and vigorously campaign for. So he's obviously not writing his tweets. He never used to write like this. So it's not Trump. He's not writing these. I can tell you that right now. Doesn't sound like him. I don't know what a handler he's got. They may or may not have a baseball cap on, but the back of their crown of their head may have a smaller hat on top. He's not writing his tweets, but also Elon Musk said that he might actually fund Thomas Massie. He might actually give him a lot of money, right? So we have a really interesting predicament here. I don't know what you guys think about this. Donald Trump's not writing his tweets. He's attacking Massie, who's actually America first. Not really I don't know what Massie's done for the country. What do you think about Massie? And 3, do you think that it's weird that all of a sudden Elon Musk is backing him out? I know you have opinions on this guy. You have a lot to say. So
about Elon or Thomas Massie?
Elon and Thomas.
Well, I think Thomas Massie is interesting because he crushes his elections in his district. The people of Kentucky that vote for him really vote for him. And isn't the point of a congressman to represent the people that vote for you, not to represent the party or the president or the interest of anyone else? The role of a congressman is to represent the people and his constituents in Congress. So if the people in Kentucky want Thomas Massie, then how can Trump say he's doing a good thing or a bad thing? He's doing what that district wants. I think this idea that the congressman, like, you vote for them and all of a sudden they represent the interests of the party and not for you individually, is adamantly incorrect and wrong. We need congressmen that represent you. If I vote for a congressperson, I want that person to represent my interest, not the party's interest. They're there to represent me, not Trump. So I think that entire idea of what Trump is saying is incorrect because people of Kentucky actually want Thomas Massie there. That's why he wins over and over and over again. I had that same feeling about Marjorie Taylor Greene because I used to think like she's a little out there for me. I thought that. There was a time I thought that. And I went to a few Trump rallies during the campaign season and I saw how much people in northern Georgia love Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is doing exactly what the people that vote for her want her to do. And I was like, no, that's actually amazing. it's not if I agree with her. It's do the people she represent agree with her? Because if everyone had Congress people that represented their own personal interests and values, wouldn't we have a better Congress?
Yeah, I think that's the idea of like when you have a state like New York or these places, everyone's always like, Gavin Newsom's terrible. No, he very well represents the Californian people.
That's kind of what they want.
From California. He's
true.
He's a great representative. He's a great governor because he's governing his people. Not all Californians think that way, but like I'm from California. I know what Californians think, and Newsom governs the way that they want to be governed. Whether that means that his policies are good, I didn't say that, or whether or not he's someone I'd like to be my governor. But the fact that he's a good governor because he governs his people according to an elective process and the demands they make, it's actually good. And also, he's saving Orange County still from brown people. But I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. That's just what he does. That's just what Gavin Newsom does. He has cordoned off the Southern Orange County from LA in one of the greatest forms of segregation I've ever seen. When you cross Santa Ana, or Costa Mesa right there on the 405, or even on the 5 freeway, it's crazy. The wealth disparity and the gap that just changes, right? The way things are managed. I know he had a big hand in that. But I do think with Massie, like, I don't know if I like Massie. Is Massie good? Like, I actually don't know anything he's ever done.
I mean, from my understanding, I don't know too much about Massie in regards to all of his policies or what have you. I know he's a more like libertarian figure within the Republican Party. That was kind of one of his main draws. But the thing that I really have loved about him and been supportive of is his criticism of Israel and funding Israel. And it seems like the Republican Party has tried to use that to sort of slander him, exit him out of the party, try to get him kicked out or what have you. And everyone is showing up in droves of support for him, right? His entire district loves him. People online love him. Like, he's one of the most popular, I'd say, figures in the Republican Party today. And I think that kind of touches on a larger problem that Matt actually explained very well there, where, if I elect someone, I want them to represent my interest, not the party's interest, right? And because we have a two-party system in America, this is the one thing that Europe kind of gets a little bit better than us. They have multiple parties. So if one party is not representing you, you can always shift to another. Whereas we're in this funnel system, and it feels like even when our representatives have the right ideas, even when they have the right concepts, even when they want to do the right thing, they don't have the means of doing so because they have to appeal to sort of this mob within either the blue or the red side that they've chosen.
Yeah. Well, it's like kind of crazy. Like, I had a rough night last night, right? I got like 3.5 hours of sleep, man.
Oh,
it's absolutely nuts. I got 2 kids, like around 2 years old. I got very, very little sleep. I'm very tired. But at the same time, you got to get shit done. You got to do your life. And Massie had a wife who died, right? That's him, right? His wife died. So I kind of want to take that into account as well, right? But he's looking good. But it's like, I kind of get what Cernovich is saying. Like, what has Massie done? But also, what could Massie do? When you have a libertarian sort of mindset and a elected official who is not controlled by AIPAC, when you have Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's not controlled by AIPAC, who's not taking their dollars, there's like several of these people that exist in the entire United States government. So it's like kind of arbitrary to be like, well, you don't do anything. Well, it's like, hey, you ever been a white guy in Lake Worth? You ever been a white guy around people and you want them to quiet down? You don't say anything. Maybe he can't do anything.
No, well, and also, Trump, his approach to all of this has really upset a lot of, I think, people on the right because of how obvious his hatred of Massie is in regards to his lack of loyalty to Trump, Massie's lack of loyalty to Trump. And it's like, what that tells you is Trump only cares about how much you're going to agree with him rather than, what they're doing for their own constituents, to your point. And I think that with Massie, he's kind of a wild card in Trump's eyes. Trump can't control him. He can't be bought. Massie truly can't because he's not selling out to AIPAC. And everybody else is. And everybody else wants to suck up to Trump and wants Trump's approval. Massie's one of the few who he doesn't want to do that. And on top of that, he has consistently voted against foreign aid. And obviously that's a problem in particular as it pertains to Israel, because that's a country that backs Trump quite a bit. So I think he sees him as a wild card. And I think in addition to this particular issue, he's coming out against Massie because he actually sees him as an obstacle, and not necessarily Trump personally, but rather his admin and the people who are advising him. They see him as an obstacle in the way of getting their pro-Zionist agenda through. And that, again,
pro-Zionist, you mean?
Zionist.
Yeah,
you don't even have to
that's
say
true.
pro.
Trump is a Zionist. That's not controversial. Like, the point
Right.
is, Trump is a Zionist. He is fighting for the Israeli state.
Well, and that's
what he's doing.
why he wouldn't like Massie. It's not even just this issue in particular. It's just like he doesn't want people that are wild cards getting in the way of his agenda. And he is a wild card because he's not really sold out to anybody.